How did I not learn this sooner? A genius chicken trick everyone should know. We're going to start by folding 3 sheets of aluminum foil, just like this. Do you have a special trick for cooking chicken? Let me know. I'd love to hear it. Now place the foil sheets on a baking tray. I'm adding 2 onions, sliced into strips, and spreading a bit into each foil packet. And before I forget, let me know what city you're watching from, so I can send you a big shout out. Today's shout out goes to Lashid Siwale from Zambia. I'm so happy you're enjoying our recipes. Then I'm adding 3 tomatoes, sliced into rounds, and setting that aside. Now take 3 chicken breasts and make a few shallow cuts across the top. In a bowl, I'm mixing together a 1/4 cup of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of rosemary, 1 teaspoon of salt, ½ teaspoon of black pepper, and 3 cloves of minced garlic. Stir it all together until well combined. I hope you're loving this recipe so far. Let me know how you cook chicken at home. I'm always excited to hear new ideas. Then dip each one into the sauce until fully coated. Place the chicken on top of the veggies inside the foil packets. Now we're going to bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 minutes. Keep in mind, cooking time may vary depending on your oven. Once that time's up, take it out of the oven and top each piece with 150 grams of mozzarella cheese. Pop it back in the oven just until the cheese is melted and gooey. I just took ours out of the oven. It's such a shame you can't smell this through the screen. It's unbelievable. The chicken is juicy, flavorful, and so tender. This recipe is truly incredible.
The new way of cooking chicken breast that's taking the world by storm. I'm gonna start by slicing 2 onions. You're gonna fall in love with the result of this recipe. The flavor is just amazing, trust me. The perfect combo of convenience and taste, straight to your kitchen. I'll put all these onions into a bowl. Now I'll slice 2 tomatoes. It's so easy to make that even someone with no kitchen skills can pull off this delicious dish. With this exclusive method, you're gonna impress everyone at the table. When you try it at home, send me a pic of how it turned out. This recipe is made for those who love simplicity but don't want to give up on flavor. I'll make a layer with these tomato slices here. I'm sure you'll find this super easy to make. We're ready for the next step. I've got 3 chicken breasts here. I'm gonna make some cuts so they can soak in all that flavor. Tell me what city you're watching us from so I can send you a special shout out. Today's shout out goes to Leah Thompson from Austin, Texas. I'm so happy you're enjoying our recipes. In a bowl, I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, a 1/4 cup of olive oil. I'll add 2 chopped cloves of garlic, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of thyme. I'll mix it all really well until everything is nicely combined. The best part about this recipe is how quick and simple it is. That's why it's become a regular in my house. Now I'm gonna dip the chicken breasts in here. Make sure to coat each side really well, take your time. You're gonna fall in love with this dish that makes every ingredient shine. If you get the ingredient amounts just right, I know it's gonna turn out perfect. Just like mine. I'll cover it with plastic wrap and let it marinate for 30 minutes. Bet you're seeing how easy this is. After the time's up, I'm gonna make another layer with the chicken. I'm sure this recipe is gonna become a classic at your place. It's impossible to make it just once. When you cook chicken at home, what kind of ingredients do you like to add? Using just a few ingredients, you'll discover the real magic lies in simplicity. Now I'm gonna bake it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes. After that, I'll add some sliced mozzarella, as much as you like. I love using mozzarella, so I'm adding plenty. Then back in the oven for another 10 minutes. Once that's done, it's perfect. Now just plate it, slice it up, and enjoy this delicious meal. Few ingredients, but the result? An explosion of flavor. A simple trick in chicken turns into a 5-star restaurant dish. To start, I place a rack over 3 chicken breasts and make parallel cuts. In a bowl, I add a 1/4 cup of olive oil, a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of chimichurri, 5 minced garlic cloves to give our recipe that special Sunday flavor. I add 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. I cover it with plastic wrap and let it marinate for 30 minutes. Now I slice 200 grams of mushrooms. Next, we're going to slice 2 red onions into half-moon shapes. In a baking dish, I add the sliced onion. Then I place the delicious mushrooms one by one. And right after that, I add 2 tomatoes sliced into rounds. And before I forget, tell me which city you're watching from so I can send you a special shout-out. Today's shout-out goes to Rachel Thompson from Halifax, Canada. I'm really happy you're enjoying our recipes. Now I arrange the chicken breasts on top of the tomato. And then I bake it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 minutes. After baking, I top it with mozzarella to taste, to make our delicious recipe even more flavorful. Then I return it to the oven to melt and brown the cheese for 15 more minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. This always grabs attention when I put it on the table. The smell, the color, everything shows it came out just right. It looks like something from a restaurant, but it's one of those recipes you get the hang of quickly. I like to take my time at this point because that's when you really see the result of the whole preparation. You know that feeling when you know you nailed it? That's it. The texture already shows it turned out perfectly, and every time I make it, it feels like it turns out better than the last. Everyone who tries this chicken breast asks me for the recipe. For today's recipe, I'll need 1 chicken breast, and I'll slice it in half like this, without separating it into 2 pieces. This recipe is very quick and easy to prepare. In just a few minutes, it will be ready to enjoy. After that, I'll cover it with some plastic wrap to tenderize it very well with a kitchen mallet. It's so easy to make that most people already have the ingredients at home without needing to go to the store to buy anything extra. Next, I'll remove the plastic wrap and set the chicken aside for later. Now, in a container, I'll put a layer of wheat flour. Then, I'll place the chicken in it and coat it completely with the flour on both sides. Look how our recipe is turning out. It might seem like a strange process, but trust the process. The result will be amazing and delicious. In another container, I'll put 3 eggs, a quarter cup of Parmesan, half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of dried parsley, 2 garlic cloves. To mix all the ingredients very well. Then I'll dip the chicken in the mixture to coat it again completely on both sides. And before I forget, tell me which city you're watching us from so I can send you a special hug. Today's hug goes to Logan Price from South Dakota. I'm happy you're enjoying our recipes. This is my favorite part of the recipe process, but I always use gloves to avoid making a mess while I make it. After that, I'll place 1 tablespoon of butter in a pan, and I'll stir it very well to spread and melt it. Send this recipe to a friend who loves chicken breast recipes. I'm sure they'll love being remembered by you at this moment. Then I'll place the chicken in the pan and let it fry for 5 minutes. After that time, I'll flip the recipe to the other side. Look how beautiful our recipe is turning out. I'll let it fry for another 5 minutes. After that time, I'll remove the recipe from the pan and transfer it to a plate. I can't wait to try it when it's ready. I'm sure you're also drooling just by seeing how it's turning out. To complement the recipe, you can eat it with the sauce of your choice. I love making this recipe for lunch during the work week. My family loves the result. They enjoy it so much and always ask me to make more because it's so delicious, there's never anything left to eat afterward.
Don't fry the chicken. Cook it in boiling orange juice and be amazed by the result. To start this recipe, let's place 800 grams of chicken legs into a pan with 1.5 cups of orange juice. I'm going to show you the secret restaurants keep hidden. Cover it and let it cook for 5 minutes. I'm sure it'll become part of your routine, just like it did in mine. Now I'll add 3 minced garlic cloves, 1 teaspoon of paprika. Your family's going to love it. 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and mix everything really well. And before I forget, tell me which city you're watching from so I can send you a special shout out. Today's goes to Emily Johnson from Chicago. I'm so happy you're enjoying our recipes. Let's let it cook for another 5 minutes. It's super easy, quick, and practical. I'll now add 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. With just a few simple ingredients anyone has at home, we can make a dish way better than what's served in many restaurants. I learned this trick from a 5-star chef. Next, we'll add 1 cup of water. It's essential to help cook the meat. I'm sure you'll come back to thank me for this. Whenever I make it at home, there's never anything left. Cover again and let it cook for 5 more minutes. This has become one of my favorite dinner options. I'm sure even your friends will ask where you learned to make this delicious meal. I haven't been able to eat chicken any other way since. Now, I'll add 1 tablespoon of ketchup, 1 tablespoon of mustard, and 1 tablespoon of honey. If you are looking for a quick and easy recipe, this is definitely the answer. And the best part is, I've started saving a lot of money since I learned to make chicken like this. If you don't believe me, try it at home and come back to tell me what you think. I'd love to share this with you. Look how beautiful it turns out. And you can't even imagine how tasty it is. I'm sure you've never tried anything like this before. To give it a special touch, I'll sprinkle some parsley on top. The amount is up to you, but this part is totally optional. Every time I make this dessert, everyone asks me for the recipe. I'll start by adding 1 cup of condensed milk into this bowl. I'm going to use a spoon to spread it well all over the bowl. You'll see how easy it is to make. Even people with no experience in the kitchen can prepare this treat. I'm going to add some peaches on top of this tortilla dough. You can add as much as you like. Now I can roll it up like a pancake and place it in the bowl with the cream. Repeat this process as many times as you want. Let me know what city you're watching us from so I can send you a special shout out. Today's shout out goes to Michael Turner from Maplewood, Ohio. I'm so glad you're enjoying our recipes. Just by looking at it, you can already tell the final result will be amazing. I'm adding another cup of condensed milk on top. Spread it well, no need to rush. The best part about this recipe is that you can make it quickly and with very few ingredients. That's why it became a staple in my house. I'm sure it'll become one in yours too. When you make it at home, send me a photo of the result. I'd love to see it. This is the perfect dessert for when you want something quick and delicious. I'll finish spreading it out well with a spoon. Now I'll add 1 cup of wheat flour to this bowl. Then I will add 2 tablespoons of cinnamon powder and also half a cup of brown sugar. I'll mix everything well until all the ingredients are combined. The flavor of this dessert wins everyone over. No way to go wrong. The smell is so good that even your neighbors will want to know what you're making. I'll add 2 tablespoons of butter into this masher. Now just press it down well, then you can start mixing it by hand. This dessert was always my favorite as a kid. Now I make it for my children and they love it. Keep mixing it well with your hands. This recipe looks beautiful on the table. Perfect for impressing guests. I made it yesterday for my friends, and they loved it so much they asked me to come here and show you. Now I'm going to place it over the ingredients in the bowl. I'll place it in the center and spread it out well. I'll bake it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes. After that time, look how amazing it turned out. Take your time and you'll get an incredible result at the end. Best of all, it works for any occasion. It's a great option if you want to surprise your family with a delicious dessert like this. With just a few ingredients and little time, you'll have this treat ready. You can also add ice cream on top. It'll make it even better. Look how beautiful it looks. I told you the result would be perfect. Now just enjoy it. The perfect combination of practicality and flavor, straight to your kitchen. Now you know you don't need to spend hours in the kitchen to make something amazing. Everyone is pouring Coca-Cola over their fries after seeing this genius idea. To start today's recipe, let's put 700 grams of potatoes in a bowl and cover them with Coca-Cola. Let it sit for 30 minutes, then drain the liquid using a strainer. Transfer everything to another bowl. Add 1 cup of cornstarch and mix really well. This is key to getting that crispy texture on our fries. And before I forget, tell me what city you're watching us from so I can send you a special shout out. Today's hug goes to Ashley Gomez from Augusta. I'm happy you're enjoying our recipes. It's super easy, practical, and quick to prepare. I'm sure you'll never want to make them any other way again. Now, let's fill a pot with oil. I usually pour in enough to reach halfway. There's no reason not to try it. Next, we'll carefully add the fries to the oil to avoid getting burned. A tip I always give my friends is not to let the oil get too hot. This way you won't burn yourself or splash oil all over the kitchen. Now you finally know the trick that gourmet burger joints use to make fries so tasty. The result is phenomenal. When they reach this point, we can take them out of the pot. If you prefer them a bit more golden, no problem. Just be careful not to burn them. With just a few basic ingredients, we made the best fries in the world. In another pan, I'm going to add a little olive oil. Let's add 1 onion chopped into small cubes. My family always gets excited when I make this at home. I'm adding 3 cloves of minced garlic. It's a great recipe for those days when you don't have much time to cook. Stir and let it fry. Now I'll add 3 tablespoons of ketchup, 1 tablespoon of honey, 1 tablespoon of vinegar, and 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. Mix it all with a spatula. Season with 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and 1 teaspoon of paprika. Stir again using the spatula. This recipe made my favorites list the first time I tried it. If you were looking for a quick recipe, this is definitely the answer. It's just impossible to eat only a little.
Start by adding 4 potatoes cut into half-moon shapes. The oil is already hot, so let the potatoes fry. Fry them until they turn golden for a few minutes. Look, the fried potatoes are almost ready. Now, add 12 onions cut into half-moon shapes. Mix them with the potatoes. Let the onions fry with the potatoes for a few more minutes. Be careful when mixing, because the oil is very hot and you might burn yourself. Do it cautiously. Since the potatoes are almost ready, leave them aside for now. Now prepare the egg mixture. In this bowl, add 6 or 7 eggs. Then add a teaspoon of salt. Also, add half a teaspoon of black pepper. Mix the eggs well, whisking them with a fork to make it easier. This potato recipe will surprise you. It's delicious and easy to make with everyday ingredients. I mixed the eggs well, and now the potatoes are ready. So, turn off the heat. Drain a bit of the oil and add the potatoes to the eggs. Remove all the potatoes from the pan and add them to the eggs. All in the same bowl. Don't worry, the result will be excellent. Even though it's a different recipe, everyone who tries it always wants more. Now, just mix the potatoes with the eggs well. Look, I mixed the potatoes with the eggs well. Now, put everything back in the pan with a bit of oil. Notice that I'm using a smaller pan, and the oil is just to grease it. Add all the potatoes and distribute them evenly, organizing them in the pan. Turn the heat to low temperature and cover the pan. After a few minutes, it will have cooked on one side. Then, flip the recipe. Look, it's golden on one side. Now, use a plate to flip the recipe. See how it's turning out. Put it back in the pan to brown the other side. You can use spatulas or a board to flip it. I always like to flip it this way, to keep the recipe together and avoid breaking it. And to finish our recipe, cover it again and leave it for a few more minutes to brown. Look, it's ready. The other side is perfectly golden as well. Now, take the plate and flip the recipe one more time. Look at how it turned out. A real marvel. See how our recipe stayed whole and well browned. In just a few minutes, it's ready. Cut a portion to show you how it looks inside. Try this recipe at home and let me know how it turned out. I want to know if you achieved the perfect point, and if you came up with any different ideas for this recipe. Enjoy your meal.